Take a breath for a moment, not a rushed one, a real one. Because if you clicked on this video, there's a good chance you've been quietly frustrated with yourself lately. Maybe you've been asking questions you don't say out loud. Why does everything feel harder than it should? Why does motivation come and go? Why do simple tasks feel overwhelming? Why do you feel behind even when you're trying? Let me say this gently, clearly, and without judgment. You're not lazy. You're emotionally exhausted. And there is a difference. Laziness is avoiding responsibility without care. Emotional exhaustion is carrying too much for too long without relief. And you've been carrying a lot. You've been showing up in ways people don't see, thinking ahead, managing emotions, holding space, being the reliable one, staying composed, making it work, pushing through days that felt heavier than you let on. That kind of effort doesn't always look like productivity, but it costs energy all the same. Emotional exhaustion doesn't announce itself loudly. It slips in quietly. It builds slowly. And by the time you notice it, you're already depleted. Emotional exhaustion often disguises itself as procrastination. You sit down to start something, and your body resists. You open your laptop and suddenly feel overwhelmed. You tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow comes with the same heaviness. You want to be productive. You want to care. You want to move forward, but something feels blocked. That's not laziness. That's your nervous system saying, I need safety before I can perform. Your body is not fighting you. It's protecting you. When you've been in survival mode for too long, your system learns that rest isn't safe. Only productivity is. So even when you slow down physically, your mind keeps racing. Even when you sit still, your thoughts stay loud. Even when you rest, you don't feel restored. That's because exhaustion isn't just physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. And those forms of exhaustion require a different kind of care. Let's talk about how emotional exhaustion actually happens. It builds when you overgive without replenishment. You suppress emotions instead of processing them. You stay strong instead of being supported. You carry responsibility that isn't yours. You feel like you can't fall apart. You stay on all the time. It happens when you're always anticipating needs, always preparing for what could go wrong, always managing reactions, yours and other people's. That kind of hyper-awareness is draining. And over time, your system starts to shut down, not because it's broken, but because it's overwhelmed. Here's something important. Rest isn't just about sleep. You can sleep 8 hours and still feel exhausted if your emotions are unprocessed, your boundaries are thin, your mind never gets quiet, your spirit never feels grounded. True rest includes emotional honesty, mental spaciousness, spiritual grounding, permission to stop performing. If you've been hard on yourself for needing rest, this is your invitation to soften. Let's pause and just breathe for a moment. Let's talk about productivity for a moment, because emotional exhaustion changes what productivity looks like. When you're depleted, productivity isn't about doing more. Sometimes productivity looks like doing one small thing instead of 10. Choosing nourishment over efficiency. Letting one task be enough for today. Saying no without explaining. Turning things off earlier. Allowing pauses without guilt. That's not falling behind. That's recovery. And recovery is not optional. It's necessary. You don't heal emotional exhaustion by pushing harder. You heal it by listening sooner, by noticing when your body tightens, by paying attention to resistance, by honoring when something feels like too much. Exhaustion is not a moral failure. It's a signal, and signals are meant to be answered, not ignored. There is a version of you that does not operate from depletion, a version that moves with clarity instead of urgency, a version that feels steady instead of scattered, a version that knows when to rest without guilt, a version that isn't constantly bracing for impact. But you don't access that version by forcing yourself into discipline. You access them by creating safety for your body, safety for your emotions, safety for your mind. If faith is part of your life, hear this gently. God does not confuse exhaustion with failure. Rest is not disobedience. Slowing down is not quitting. Needing support does not make you weak. Even scripture reminds us that strength is renewed, not forced. You are not meant to run on empty and call it faith. You are not meant to ignore your limits and call it obedience. Rest is part of the design. This is another moment for us to take a break and breathe. It's a lot, I know, but it's also all necessary. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Before you move into your next task, ask yourself, what would feel supportive right now? What am I carrying that I haven't acknowledged? What do I need? Not what do I expect of myself. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is pause, not because you're giving up, but because you're choosing sustainability over burnout. Emotional exhaustion does not mean you're incapable. It means you've been capable for too long without care. It means you've been strong without softness, responsible without rest, available without boundaries. And that takes a toll. If this message feels like permission you didn't know you needed, let it land. You are not lazy. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are tired, and tired people need compassion, not criticism. Take what you need from this moment. Return to it when the weight feels heavy again. And remember this, rest is not the opposite of progress. It is part of it. Before we close, I want to invite you into a short journaling moment. If you're able, grab a notebook, open your notes app, or just sit quietly with these questions. There's no right way to do this, just honesty. Take a breath and let your shoulders drop. Now ask yourself, what am I exhausted from right now? Emotionally, not physically, not what I'm busy with, but what has been quietly draining me. Let the answer come without judgment. Write whatever comes up, even if it doesn't make sense yet. Pause. Next, ask yourself, where have I been hard on myself instead of compassionate? Where have I labeled myself lazy, unmotivated, or behind, when what I really needed was rest, understanding, or support? Write that down. Pause again. Now ask, what am I carrying that I was never meant to carry alone? A responsibility, an expectation, an emotional weight, someone else's feelings, someone else's needs. Name it. Pause. And finally, ask yourself this. What would it look like to care for myself gently this week? Not perfectly, Not drastically, just gently, one small act of rest, one boundary, one moment of honesty, one pause. Write that down. Take one more breath. You don't need to fix everything today. You don't need to solve your life in one sitting. Awareness is already a form of healing. Carry this gentleness with you as you move forward. If this spoke to you, feel free to sit with it. Maybe journal one thing you're ready to release. Maybe share this with someone who's been hard on themselves lately. And if you want more calm, grounding encouragement like this, you're welcome to stay and subscribe. This is Soft Heart, Strong Spine, where healing happens without pressure.